You let me know when you guys are all settled. Can you hear yourself?
First, I can hear myself very nicely, actually.
Put your phone on silent as well.
I am. Thank you very much.
Just saying.
Yep.
Last thing we need is a phone call from one of your boyfriends. One of your booty calls.
No, first of all, I don't have any boyfriends, but you're already here right now. I already know you stalk me, so you're here, so it's fine. Whoa, this is like off balance here.
Wow, already fucking up, man. Already fucking
All right.
All right, so we ready to start?
Wait, let me move my chair a little bit, because, I mean, shouldn't we kind of be tilted a little bit for the camera?
Yeah, we might need a booster seat for you, man. I'm Brandon. I'm here with the homie Cash. Yep. And today we have Emmanuel. Now, Emmanuel is from Ghana.
Yep.
He recently, immigrated here to Alberta, Canada.
Yep.
And today I just want to talk about your background, what it's like growing up in Ghana, and why you moved here, and what your experience in Canada has been so far, and what your plans are for the future as well, because we were talking about it earlier. Immigration is kind of like a hot topic right now, right? They get a lot of blame for stuff that I don't think is quite fair, right? And we want to put some real humanity behind some of the headlines that we're seeing, because it's easy to just read an article but not actually understand the story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Never judge a book by its cover, is what you're saying.
100%. Right? Never heard that before, actually. That's a good one.
Really? You never heard that?
No, never heard it. No,
you never heard that one?
Come on, of course I did.
Are you serious?
No, of course I did. Never judge a book by its cover.
Anyways,
that's true.
And one of the biggest things first we'll start off with is when you came to Canada. We want to know how long you've been here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And obviously, what are you saying? Why you decided to come here, you know what I mean, and what are your plans in the future? So maybe let's just start up with, you know what, we'll give you the floor, right? And first thing I'd say, when did you come here?
All right, I moved into Canada. That was on the 9th of November 2023.
2023, okay. So a couple years now,
let me say a year and 7 months,
Yeah, it's true, not quite a couple years. Yeah. Okay, cool. And how old are you again?
Come on, Brandon, let's do some math, by the way. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we'll leave the math to us.
I mean, math is not my subject. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not solving equations elsewhere. Yep. But, how old are you?
33.
33, okay. We're similar ages. Cool. Well, you're old as fuck. Okay, cool. So you came here a year and 7 months ago. Yeah. Why did you come to Edmonton, Alberta? It's such a specific spot. Why Edmonton?
Yeah.
I believe Edmonton, Alberta, it's one of the best provinces in Canada.
Alberta? Yeah.
Did you hear that back home? Like when?
That's true. That's a good question.
Not really, but when I moved into Canada, I was in Ontario.
Oh, you started in Ontario?
Yeah, I stayed in Ontario. Let me say for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
And then you bounced. You're like, I had enough of this place.
Yeah, and I moved in. I see Alberta, Edmonton as some will say land of opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, to me, I believe is one of the best province, everyone should be in. Yeah.
And again, just going on that, because you didn't obviously hear from home, but who told you it was the best place to come? Do you word of mouth through friends, family? You know what I mean? Did they come here before? And
Okay, let me say friends.
Friends, yeah.
Let me say friends. Shout out to a friend called Shaban.
Shaban?
Yeah, Shaban is in Ontario. He's also a Ghanaian, but just that he has been here for so many years.
Yeah.
And he moved in here the year 2009, and he's still in here. So he do check up on me. So he was the one that asked me to move in here. And I wouldn't say I've regretted moving in here. No, I haven't. And, I'm so grateful to him.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, let's take it right back, man, because you're from Ghana.
Yeah.
So I looked it up today before I came on the podcast. The population of Ghana, I think in 2023, it said like 34 million people in a little West African country. Yeah. So just to put that in perspective, I mean, Canada, I think in the last consensus was like 40 mil or something like that. Something like that, close. Give or take a few million. But just put that in perspective. Ghana, if you look at a map, right, this
smaller,
big,
right,
with almost the same population as Canada, right.
Nuts.
And if you look next door to like Nigeria has like 230 million or something crazy like that.
Crazy.
Don't fact check me, but there is like There is a lot, like the population density is crazy. So I can only imagine just like the hustle and bustle of a place like that compared to does it seem like more slow paced here in Canada or like?
Oh yeah, you know, when you come in and you see Canada, you'll be like, whoa, they have vast land. Yeah.
That's one of the things you notice, obviously, coming here. It's like there's so much places. Even I noticed that, to tell you the truth, coming from the city, right? And then if you take a drive, you're like, there's so much land here, right? Yeah. So, I can understand that.
That's the thing about Canada. It's like there's only so much of the landmass that's habitable. Everything else is like frozen tundra, essentially, right?
100%.
Where you're like, well, we're not going to live there. So although people always say like, oh, there's so much land in Canada, it's like, yeah, but all the cities are densely populated and mostly like around the border between the U.S.
there.
All right, so you grew up. You spent what? I guess I'm doing the math there. 31-ish years in. Okay, 31 years in Ghana. That's a long time. I mean, I'm 32, so that's basically like my whole life span.
So let's go back to this actually. So because you spent that and you came here and you said when you were 33. Oh no, you're 33 now. Yeah. And you came here about maybe 32, ago, right?
No, 31.
31. 31. Okay. I'm not good at math either.
We know. We could tell.
Anyways, what made you decide to one day, like, do you understand that living in Ghana so long, what made you decide to come to Canada? Right? And I know you said your friend before, but what made you initially take that jump and that move?
To Canada, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. This is the way it is for quality living of, life. You have the experience to grow up in a different country, learn different culture, different everything, and also good opportunity, to improve your way of living, and when you come in, you're able to support your family back home. Everything about you changes. The way of life here is different back home.
Yeah. And
when you get opportunity to travel, trust me, it's one of the best moments in your life.
100%. Yeah. So, and I don't mean to be a broken record, but let's just say yesterday you're laying in your bed, right?
Yeah.
What made you initially get on the plane? It must have been a hard thing to do, of course, coming down by yourself, right? Yeah. Without family, right? Yeah. So you got on the plane and you came to Canada and you moved and you took that initial jump. Yeah. What made you decide to do that?
What made me decide?
Yes. Was it a friend that you were talking to and then she's like, you know what, why not?
Because you could have went anywhere, right? You could have went to the UK.
Or you could have stayed in Ghana.
Yeah.
Right?
We back home, we see Canada as one of the peaceful countries.
Yeah.
Very peaceful. No disrespect to America, but when it comes to races, I think Canada is good compared to America.
It's very multicultural here as well, right? Yeah.
And to me, I feel like I love Canada. I really love Canada than America. Even when the opportunity pops up, I'll choose Canada over America.
Yeah.
So in your head, was Canada and America the only two options?
Not really. It's like, randomly. Even, let me say, when you give me one of the best 5 countries, I will still go for Canada.
Oh, okay. And why is that? Just because more peace, more diversity, more peace, right? Is that why? Okay.
More peaceful. Yeah. Again, opportunity.
Here's a question, actually, for you. And I'm sure a lot of people, because it's going to be international, right? Did you find that when you came here? Did you find it was exactly what you imagined it would be coming to Canada? Like, is there peace and diversity, or do you feel like it's not 100% of what I thought it was going to be?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's true. You know, back home, you feel like when you traveled to America, UK, Canada, within 1 year, everything will be okay.
Yeah.
But trust me, when you come in, you just have to fuse it into your mind that, for me, I fuse it into my mind that my first year, my second year, my third year isn't going to be easy. So whatever I'm going through right now, I believe maybe in years to come, it would be better.
That's a good way to look at it, by the way.
That's a good perspective, honestly. Yeah, because I've traveled interprovincially.
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember, like, you know, I'm from Newfoundland. I moved to Halifax. And I think I had this naive mindset. Like, I'm going to get to Halifax. I'm going to just get a job. I'm going to make tons of friends. And you get there, you're like, oh, shit, this is hard. And I'm like a white guy from Canada who could speak English pretty fluently. And, you know, I have post-secondary. So, like, all the checklists is like, okay, Brandon's going to do well. And I found it difficult just moving maritime provinces, like not that far. It's like a ferry ride. So I can only imagine
coming from another
place where English is not your first language, correct?
Officially, it is.
That's funny. Okay, so
wow, this ignorant guy.
No. So it's a fun fact, actually. So we were talking yesterday, and I know certain things, of course. So I'm going to ask you. Yep. But one of the things was the English aspect of it, because they say how they pronounce stuff is totally different than we. So their English is totally different than our English. We're going to get to that in a second. And I want to hear, if you want, I want to talk about when you came here, the difficulties of when you came here. Because you said you spent some time in a shelter, right?
Yeah.
Right? So so first, the English part. So how, like, we say Asian, right? What do you say?
Asia.
And why do you pronounce it like that?
All right, you know, we pronounce it alphabetically. You know, Asia is like A-S-I-N, A-S-I-A-N. So we pronounce it alphabetically. What we see is what we pronounce, like Asian. So pronounce it, let me see.
So we say, you see what I'm saying? So
well, they do it more phonetically.
Yes, they do it more right. By, I would say, yeah, exactly. Yeah. We say Asian, right? So, and how you guys, and again, from our discussion, how you would say that our English is like slang English.
That's everywhere you go, though. Everyone has their own little dialect. 100%. I mean, if you even think about Quebecois French versus French in France.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
They're both French, but very different.
Yeah. And you know what I find so super crazy is that to you, right, we have an accent.
Yeah.
But in our heads, and I never knew that before, whereas it's like, well, you have the accent. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's
but
weird.
It's weird to think about that, right?
Angle.
Yeah, 100%.
For example, when a UK, a UK person comes in, when it's speaking, it sounds different than yours.
Yeah, right.
Have you noticed that?
No.
British.
Yeah, no. 100. Well, of course, yes. It sounds different. Yeah.
So that's the way it is. Accents.
Yeah.
What would you call our accent? Just like a Western accent?
Well, actually, you have an accent to me, of course, right?
Well,
so the East Coast. Newfoundland has a
but I don't
accent.
even, like, I feel like when I grew up in Newfoundland, people would ask me, are you from, like, Ontario or something? Because I grew up in, like, a town. So, like, I had the towny accent where, like, it's not very thick. Whereas as you go more rural, that's when they throw it on a little bit more.
But I feel like when you came down here, just because it's stronger to our ears, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
well,
exactly when we
100%.
speak English. And that's another thing, too, where we'll go on was the way we are here is different from the way they are. And we always talk about that morals in different places, right? Like, morals here are very different from the morals that you have coming from your country. Yeah. And I asked them, I'm like,
culturally based.
Yeah, exactly, right? You would think that coming from Africa, there's a lot of like violence or something, right? But he said no, it's very peaceful.
Well, in Ghana, I looked up again one of these fun facts I was looking up. They said that Google, I don't know who they are, said that Ghana is one of the more peaceful African countries.
Yeah, it is.
Which, because, I've obviously never been to Africa, but I do picture it to be like a little chaotic. And where you have such high population density, I would assume that the income disparity between rich and poor is so large that the survival aspect and going back to morals, I think that a lot of people have strong moral high grounds, but they've never been tested, right? It's easy to say that when you aren't facing adversity or strain. And when you face such strain, then you start looking at the risk versus reward, right? And you're like, well, the reward is stealing this food to feed my fam, or the risk is worth the reward to me, right?
Very well put. Very well put. That's very.
But when it comes to pace, I wouldn't say it's 100%. No, I wouldn't. You can't compare.
But that's anywhere, though. I mean,
100%. Even here, right?
But you can't say, to me, pace here is far ahead. Ghana, for example, here, fighting each other is a crime.
Yeah.
But back home, fighting is not a crime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fighting with friends, fighting with relatives, it's not. They don't see it to be a crime. It's something we see it to be something normal.
Interesting. Yeah, so then you could have disagreements and just fight, and there could be a police officer right there, and they don't arrest you.
And sometimes you'll be fighting, and policeman will just be passing by.
Well, it goes back to culture, right? Because laws exist basically to minimize harm and to maximize happiness for people, right? So they're usually based off of social norms, going back to culture. If your culture is like, this is how we settle disputes, then they're not going to criminalize it so that it ceases to exist.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So just going back,
wait, back on the language thing while we're still there.
Okay.
So do you think coming to Alberta and having a thick accent, you've experienced like racism, or have you experienced like some discrimination? And I say that because I know people that, they get on the phone with somebody has an accent and they're immediately like, they just want to hang up. They're just very dismissive to people from other cultures who aren't exactly like they are.
And that would go back to the same question of, was it what you imagined coming here?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Was it exactly like you thought this place is, which it is, of course, but was it 100% of what you imagined it would be?
I wouldn't say 100%.
Yeah, which is not going to be 100%.
I wouldn't say 100%, but about the accents, I haven't experienced that much. I'm not saying that I haven't experienced that at all.
That's good.
I haven't.
That's good. Okay, excellent.
That's good.
Well, that's good to hear.
It's good to hear, right? Yeah.
No, honestly.
Yeah. We are doing well, Canadians.
We're doing good. I think that Canada is a very overall accepting country. I mean, if you look at our federal platform, immigration, multiculturalism, it is always like number one priority. Right? Yeah. And there's no denying that it exists. So that's interesting. Okay. So going back to living in Ghana, what was it like growing up there as a child?
I won't say it was 100% okay. I grew up in a family whereby I didn't grow up with my dad.
So it was just you and your mom?
And my mom and my sister.
And your sister.
So it's like, my mom is the mom, and at the same time, she is the dad.
She's filling that both roles.
Yeah, so she's playing the same role. So sometimes you wouldn't get everything that you want as a kid.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And for example, car toys. Here, car toys, stuffs are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Back home, they're expensive.
I guess that goes back to scarcity as well. I mean, you have so much people there. The supply and demand isn't the same.
Yeah.
So how did your mom make money? Like, how was she making money to prepare for you guys?
Trader. She was a trader. She deals in serious stuffs, and up to date, that's what she's seen. To me, I believe God has a way of blessing everybody.
Yeah.
You said she's a trader?
Yeah, she's a trader.
What does she trade?
She's into cereal stuffs. For example, beans, rice, millets, wheat.
Okay.
And that was a blessing. So
interesting job.
Yeah.
So she's not 100% rich, but whatever she's having now, when life gets tough, she can use that to turn herself around. So that's it, and that's what she used to take care of me, my sister. Now I'm having nieces and nephews and stuffs and nephews. She's still trying her best back home, and me coming here. By the grace of God, I'm working now. I won't say I'm not working, so at least whatever I get, at least she. Life is okay now than first, for example, you've been 18 years in Canada. It's either you stay with your parents or you move out on your own. But trust me, way back in Ghana, even up to 30, we still have people who do stay with their parents.
Culture, different culture.
Well, I have a friend from Somalia, actually, Ahmed. Shout out Ahmed in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And I used to always make fun of him because he's like, chilling at home at his mom's, making him food. I'm like, bro, you're 30 odd years old. And he's like, no, dude, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
We live with our family. until we marry and then we move out of the home. But it's so different for me because I grow up and it's like, bro, as soon as you're 18
get out.
Typically, but I mean, you know.
Two questions. Oh, sorry.
But I wouldn't say it's a culture. It's hardship.
Yeah.
Let's be frank. Let's be real. It's hardship. Because
I think that a lot of people are experiencing that right now. Not just people.
Because it's like at the age of 18.
Yeah.
Here, you have something like child support from the government.
Yeah.
So, but here in Ghana, there is nothing like that. So after 18, you are done with senior high school. You'll be sitting home waiting for results. At least even to get a work, for example, it's not for example. In a nutshell, here you are being paid hourly. Right there, you are being paid monthly. Some will be any 800 Ghana cedis convert to here. That is $80.
$80 a month.
Yeah.
$80 a month.
Yeah.
And you can't say you are moving out of your parents to still.
How are you supposed to get
survive?
ahead?
Yeah, how can you survive?
So we have people who are in the university. They're still with their parents.
Yeah.
They're down with uni. They're still with their parents. And you can't tell me that back home after university, you get job.
No, of course.
No. It will never happen like that unless those who are in they're having rich parents. Their parents are politicians. And even the politicians back home, their children don't grow up in the country. They fly them outside.
They fly them out
Canada, in USA, in UK, for their children to grow to have a better life. Meanwhile, the ordinary people stay in.
Yeah.
I
understand.
So do you think that mindset, I mean, you're growing up as a kid, you're seeing your mom as a trader, your dad is not around, you're with your sister. What do you envision yourself doing when you get older? Did you always envision yourself, I'm going to move abroad once I have an opportunity, or I'm going to go to university? Like, what was your mindset growing up, seeing this hardship and seeing the scarcity and knowing that, listen, I got to do something to stand out and to support? What was your mindset?
Actually, I planned to travel when I was very young, at the age of 17, 18.
Okay, so you were just leaving, I guess, high school, senior school, whatever. Like, what is the equivalent? Because in high school, I think it ends for some people at 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, the same age.
It's the same?
I completed high school at the age of 18, 19 there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and I went to Technical University, Koforidua Polytechnic. Now it's Koforidua Technical University. I read accounting in HND. So after that, I did my national service. When I was my third year, that was when I was like, no matter what, I'm going to travel.
Yeah.
So with the HND, we call it Higher National Diploma. So after that, you have the choice to go to the university to pursue your degree. It also depends if maybe after high school you have good results, you can go straight to the university. But my results wasn't telling me getting admission straight to the university, so I went to the technical university.
When you say resource, you mean like your grades?
Yeah, your grades.
Okay.
Grades. That's,
so your grades weren't exactly where they needed to be
in the university.
Okay, so you went to technical college, and you said for accounting?
Yeah, I read accounting.
Okay, and then 3 years into that, you're like, dude, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah, so
that would have been me. I'd be like, bro, I'm out, man. This is whack, dude.
Even after that, you have to do your national service for a year.
National service, so that's mandatory.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm mixed on this, man, because I know that like in places like Korea, they mandate a certain military service, right? One part of me is like, it's kind of good because you learn certain, discipline, what it means to serve your country, blah, blah, blah. But at the other side, it's like, well, you're forcing someone to do something. They might have other plans, and you're kind of forcing them to like do something they might not want to do. And it's not always positive for a lot of people. There's several documentaries and shows that show that like, people get severely hazed and maltreatment in these military operations. So what are your thoughts? Like when you were told you had to go serve in the national service, were you like, okay, cool? Or were you like, God damn it?
National service in my country from Ghana is not like national service. You should join the military. No.
Oh, what is it?
It's like, serving the nation after school. You can find yourself in the banking sector, in the teaching sector, agriculture center.
Oh, I see.
Anywhere. I was a teacher. I was posted to a school.
Oh, so you just have to work for the state in various sectors. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just have, so they just mandate state service, basically.
Yeah.
What's the reasoning? Why do they want you to do that?
I feel like you have to serve the state, and even that one, if you don't do that, you find it difficult to get a job.
So it's okay, interesting. So it gives you some work experience.
Yeah. Let me say that, work experience.
Oh, okay. So, even though, because you were in college doing accounting, but then you had to work for the state and you did teaching.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. So it's based on your skill or educational level that they place you?
Yeah.
Because obviously, is there people that, obviously, there's kids that don't do so well in school or don't take secondary. Where would they get placed?
That's true as well.
Right?
Yeah, there is nothing like repetition in schooling.
Yeah.
But back home there is.
Oh, so it's like if you fail this and you gotta go do it again and do it again.
You're gonna figure this out. Yeah,
man.
No, there's no. You're 50 years old, like, dude, I cannot figure this shit out, man.
100%. That would be me. Me and you would be.
Yeah, we'd be like,
hey, what's up, guys?
Math again today? I'm 45.
Actually, you know what that reminds me of? That movie. What's it with Adam Sandler and he goes back.
Billy Madison?
Yes.
Yeah. That would be us for sure.
Yeah. So.
Damn. Okay. So you figured it out. Thank whoever for that.
Yeah. So, during that stage, I'm like, no, I have to do every possible means for me to travel.
Okay.
100%.
So you got focused.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm like, no, I'm not going to go for my degree anymore. I just have to do anything it takes.
So was that the time that you made the decision where you're like, I'm going to Canada? That was the time right there? That was
I was in between America and Canada.
So right there, that was where I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that one, it took I finished my national service 2017.
Yeah, so it took a while to get prepared.
So I was 2018, 19, 20, 3 years. I was still home, under my mom's care. But sometimes you're a male, you not even feel comfortable.
100%. Yeah.
Because it's a stage for you to start working and be bringing something home, and your mom was taking care of you since your infancy. You are grown up now. You have to do something. So you wouldn't feel comfortable. So I got the opportunity to work in the banking sector, even as a teller. As a teller, like someone.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. But even that was a contract. A month I was earning something around 1,200 Ghana cedis. When you convert that into Canadian dollars, it's around $110.
A month? Yeah, it's crazy.
What would it cost? Put that in perspective for people, because obviously we're like, $120 a month. That's nothing, but that's nothing when we're purchasing things in Canadian dollars. Yeah. So what was like a typical goods and services in Ghana? Like, would that suffice for the month? Would you be able to get by for the month, or was that like very still poverty level?
No. Yeah, still poverty level.
Oh wow, okay.
Because he actually said that things are still expensive there. You're just making less.
Is that right?
Oh yeah,
wow.
That's what he said.
For example, this Apple Watch.
Yeah.
How much is it here? This one?
What? Probably like 1,200.
Well, it depends, I guess. You can get one for like $500.
$500. Trust me, $500, right? When you take this to Africa, Ghana, right? The price is not gonna reduce.
So you still, but you're making less,
especially in Ghana, they are still going to convert it around 5,000 cedis.
Oh wow! So you just gotta work harder.
Yeah, so 5,000 cedis is not.
But if you can though, right? Because there's no jobs out there, so it's like there's only a certain amount of things you can even do.
And I feel like that sort of strain is why people gravitate towards crime. Because you're trying to, like, dude, how am I supposed to get ahead? Yeah. If I see someone an Apple Watch, I'm putting it in my head. That's 5,000. What's the currency? Cedis, you said?
Cedis, yeah.
Cedis. That's 5,000 cedis. Like, I can't make that. No, so you know what? I'm gonna rob this.
And that goes back to the moral thing. And I like the way you said that, right? So like, I need to feed my family, right? So what am I going to do, right?
Yeah.
But I really want to get into, because I mean, we can always look, and we'll have another episode of like how it was in Ghana. And basically, you said for you and your family. But let's look back of when you traveled, right? Yeah. So when you made the decision to come here, right, and to jump on the plane, I'm sure you talked to your mother about it, right? Yeah. And your sister, how old is she? Is she older than you or younger?
She's older than me.
She's older than you, right? So you talked with your family, and then you said, I'm moving, right?
Yeah.
I want to hear more about that. What was it like getting on the plane? Like, I have never done that by myself. Like, been fortunate to have my family here and my friends here, right? It must have been really scary to get on the plane, or exciting at the same time, where you're just like, you know what? I'm going to leave this behind and travel there. And I want to hear more about that.
Before we get there, so did you just have to work at this bank job and save up each month? Is that what, like, until you moved away? Because I'm trying to think, like, it must have been expensive.
100%. Actually, you're 100% right. Because he did come here with some money, but it wasn't a lot of money. And how did you accumulate the money? How long did it take you to save up for that, basically? And
you were just working at the bank or what?
Actually, I wouldn't say I got everything from the bank. No. Because how much are you earning? Looking at your foodstuffs, you're earning 1,200 a month.
Yeah.
So a day you can spend around 10 cities or 12 cities a month, which when you calculate every day, it's total the amount you're earning. And here is a situation whereby the bank is expecting you to dress well, to buy quality shirts, quality shoes, quality belts, well ironed. So I wouldn't say I got all my styles from the work. I had support from my mom as well.
Your mom?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you're back home and you get a visa to travel, you see that as a blessing. Oh, yeah.
Did you have to go into a lottery system? Because I know that sometimes...
A lot of what?
A lottery system. So in order to get a visa...
Yes, the American lottery. The American lottery.
Yeah.
I've staked American lottery for a good 5 years without winning. So, 2023, with my friend, shout outs to Emmanuel Salawu, a good friend of mine who helped me in
I like that name.
Yeah, I like that name too, huh?
Yeah.
Way better than Brandon. What the hell's going on?
He's in Ghana. Big up to him, He's the one who helped me with the application, with the Canada application, and I don't think a lot of people know, because based on there is a lottery system to get into you can't just apply and anybody gets in. It's kind of like all these people apply and your name gets randomly chosen. Random selection.
And on that,
Random
how many
selection.
people a year get selected? So you know how you get selected on lottery system? How many people a year get selected?
Mine was in the lottery. I didn't go for lottery. I applied for visited visa.
So for America you did, but for...
Oh yeah, for America I've done that before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I still wasn't selected.
You weren't selected.
I never had a chance to win some.
Right.
But I knew someone who won it. I knew a couple of people that have won it, and they are in America right now. So yeah.
Okay.
But to me, Canada is always Canada for me. So
yeah. So you save some money. Right. Yeah. And I'm sorry to keep going to this subject because I want to get more deeper into your story. Right. So you saved money, right? And at this point, how much did you save? If you don't mind answering that.
I was able to save enough, let me say 40,000 cedis and above, which is almost 4,000, around 4,000 Canadian dollars, heading towards 5,000 Canadian dollars. So applying for the visa fee was around 120 Canadian dollars, which was almost 1,002 cities or something like that. So traveling back home is expensive.
I was going to ask you, so how much?
Plane tickets.
Yes.
That was around 2,000.
2,000 to come here.
Yeah. So convert.
I know, right? That's like half your money gone.
Converting that into cities is around 20,000, almost 30,000, and it's quite amount of money there. Even here, Canada, 2,000 cities is $2,000.
$2,000.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Absolutely,
so converting it back to cities is a lot as well. So we have people when they are about to travel, they sell their properties, their land, their cars, they go for loan from family members just for the plane ticket.
Which is nuts.
But for me, I never did that. I did everything of my own. And shout outs to Musa again. If you don't have a friend who is going to help you, then you have to go through an agent.
Yeah.
And they charge you as well.
They charge you huge amount.
Yeah.
An agent can charge you $10,000.
10 G's.
Wow.
I'm not lying.
These are hustlers, man.
An agent can charge you $10,000 to apply for a visited visa.
Wow. Just to apply.
Just for the application.
That's crazy.
And when you're able to get the visa, fine. When you don't get it too, your money is not being You are no refund. It's not gonna refund.
Wow, they didn't even
That's
refund
cold.
you.
That's cold.
That's cold,
That
bro.
is
An agent
cold.
is charging $10,000, $8,000, and paying for the visa for only 120 or 200 Canadian dollars for visa fee. The rest goes to the agents, which to me is a big scam.
That's a
Scam,
huge
100%.
scam.
100%.
That's why I'm always gonna say shout outs to Musa Salawu
Because he helped you
gave
out.
you
A
insight.
very good guy. Is very unique.
Here's a quick question. We don't have to talk so much about him, but how come he didn't decide to come here? If you want to get into that, if not, because right now, see. So one of the things, you came here and he helped you with the application. How come he chose not to come?
Okay, good question. When I was about to come, I had an issue with my bank. There was my cash officer made a mistake on the system. He credited a church an amount of 5,000 without taking a fiscal cash. So it came into my system that I've made a loss of 5,000. So I was being accused of, the money is with me, you've stolen the money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, come on, I've not done that. I've worked with the bank for several years, and I've trained 2 or 3 workers to be tellers as well. So when they did that, I'm like, because when that was gonna happen, I've already gotten my visa, so I was just passing some time, with the work.
Yeah.
So I got pissed off, and I paid them the cash, and I'm like, this is your 5,000 service. I'm done with the work. I'm not working again. Okay. So when that happened, I moved in here. A year when I came here, my first year, they called me back home that they found the money, and I'm like, you see.
But see, honestly, for me, right, in my beliefs, that's the devil.
Yeah.
You're about to move, you're about to start a new life, and look what happens.
Yeah.
But you still conquered over that, so good for you.
Yeah. So with the Musa guy, so it was like, so I quit the work. So I was switching from that. Idea was like, he even got a visa before I got mine.
He did.
Oh yeah, he applied in 2 weeks and he got a visa, and he was like, he called me. I remember Saturday morning, I came from the bathroom and I missed this call, and I called him and he's like, he's having a good news for me. So he's like, he's gotten the visa. And I'm like, wow. So it's like he works in the market. So he's like, I should come. So that we did it. So we did it, and I also got mine. So the initial idea was like, we're gonna come together, but he wasn't ready.
He didn't have the money. Is that why?
No, it's not the money.
Mindset. He wasn't ready mentally.
Yeah,
he wasn't there.
Stuff, but he was working, and I've quit my job. So it's like, bro, you go, I'll come back. I'll come and meet you so that we live life together. So when I came in, I wasn't a relative, as I said. So started very easy when I got in. So Musa was still back in Ghana, and he tried some couple of business, tried to export some items from China, and he sold. And he's still in the business now. He's a big guy now.
Oh, he's a big guy.
Oh yeah, he's a big guy now, and I'm happy for him.
But he doesn't want to move anymore.
He doesn't feel like moving.
Yeah, it's because things are working out for him there, right? Yeah,
things are working out for him.
Okay, well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
He's into electronical appliances like fridges, washing machines, televisions, and all this kind of stuff.
He's a business guy.
Yeah, he's a business guy.
Yeah, he's a good contact to have though back home as well. Yeah,
we talked 3 or 4 days ago as well, and it's like he even wished I'm there with him running the business together, and I'm like, I've moved in here. I feel like I should achieve the purpose why I came in here.
Yeah. So does part of you are like, damn, I should have stayed? Or are you like, no, I'm going to, because you just said like, I still want to achieve, I still want to come out, I still want to achieve, because you're still kind of new, and you said like, I even expect for the first few years that I might not accomplish what I set out to accomplish, but I'm going to persevere. Yeah. But then you're hearing your boy Musa, was Musa?
Yeah, Musa.
And you're hearing him be like, dude, I made it out here. Like you should cut, like, and he wants you to run the business together. Is part of you like tempted to say, okay, I'm going to give up Canada and I'm going to go back there? And
I don't feel like giving up. Giving up is a total loser. Things are still not smooth with me. I feel like no matter what it takes, I have to get there. Business is business. You can be here and be running business.
Oh yeah.
So in business, the most important thing is capital. So I feel like I believe when I make it here, business can still be down
Be there. I have a question for you. Actually, you said make it there. What does that look like to you? Right. So what does making it here look like to you?
Oh,
Getting your what does that mean? What does that look like to you?
It's a good question.
Making it here is like, you know, having the required document to be
a permanent citizen.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
That's your goal.
Your family.
Okay.
Make your family here.
Sure.
Live the life you feel like you want to live. And
so plant your seed here.
Yes.
All right.
And again, you know, once you are able to make it here, you can support your family back home.
100%.
I'm not going to say, you know, family, as I said, you know, when you get a visa, it's one of the biggest, you know, period in your life. And I've seen people going to church to pray. You know, in Ghana, we believe in this kind of spirituality whereby, you know, when a pastor prays for you, things are going to be... I've been there before, but now I feel like, no, it's you, the person. Stay focused. This is what you want. Work towards it, plan towards it, pray towards it.
Well, that's what God says, actually. You can't just sit there and expect it to happen. You still got to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you another question, too. So Musa, right? Musa, right? Is there any plans for him to come and visit?
Oh,
down here?
definitely.
If he's being very successful there and you're here, is he going to come?
Oh, yeah, definitely he would. But I'm seeing it this way. I feel like, you know, we still communicate. Yeah. And I'm being real with him that things are still not cool with me. And he's aware of it. So I believe...
So you're not ready for him to come here?
Yeah, so I believe that I don't want Musa to come here to feel like... to go through what you know. So I feel like at least even if things start going on well, good jobs, good pay, anyone can come in and pay me a visit.
Yeah,
that's right.
I like this guy. He's a soldier. You know what I mean? So you're not he don't come until I'm ready, and I'm gonna make it ready. Yeah. And for you to come.
Yeah. One thing that I really like about, I guess, the Eastern mindset is the collective mindset, right? Like, I want to look after my family. I want to look after my friend. I think here in Western society, we have a very individualistic mindset where it's like, I want to get ahead. Yeah. I want to climb the ladder. Yeah. And, you know, you're not seeing a lot of like taking care of others around us first, right? Yeah. I really I like that about you, that, you know, one thing that's on the forefront of your mind is like, I'm going to send money back to mom. I'm going to bring, making it looks like taking care of my family. Exactly. Bring them here, making sure they're safe. Yeah. You don't hear that a lot. People just want to get ahead and push other people's out of the way to get there.
But I feel like that's why we get along so well. We're a good group, because if I make it, my family makes it, my friends make it, right? Yeah. So it's like, if I make it, we all make it, right? Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing, right? So,
well, I believe happiness is only real when shared, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
And actually, I was going to say, so one of my metaphors is you can be rich and successful all you want and have a mansion, let's say. But if you're sitting in that mansion by yourself, what point is that? Yeah, right? If you can't share it with friends and family, there's no point. Yeah. You can yell and there's an echo in the hallway, right? Yeah. There's no one there to share it with you.
Yeah. The last few days of anybody's life, what they want is other people around.
Other people.
Yeah. Right. That's what you hear that from the dying all the time. Like, I want to see this person. I want to speak to this person for the last time. It's not about how much money's in your bank account or the car or the house. It's about the people around you.
100%.
So that's really good.
So let's go back to, so you saved $4,000.
I wanted to say one more thing first.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
I could, like you said, just about the visa and how, like, when you get it, you're so appreciative of the opportunity. Yeah. I think here in Canada, because my friend Ahmed from Somalia as well, in his Instagram, for instance, he would have proud Canadian. Yeah. I'm a proud Canadian, where this was during the trucker convoy when people are like, screw Canada, we don't like Canada. But I think that he had that perspective, like, man, there's so much more opportunity here. I'm so grateful to be here. I don't think you guys realize what freedom is. He's like, if I buy something in Somalia, I have a receipt, I can't go back and return it. No. He's like, that's not how that works back there, guys. If I talk back to my parents, that's not how that works. I'll get beat back there. And I don't think that people have that perspective, so they get ungrateful and jaded, and they get spiteful. Whereas, one thing I love about people who immigrate here, I'm so interested and so fascinated about their stories, but also that they have such like an appreciation and they're so grateful and they're willing. And obviously, this is a blanket statement, but just in my experience, and I mean, even speaking to you right now, I mean, this is some of the things that you're saying. So that's
what
really
was
cool.
your question?
It wasn't a question. It was a statement. I just want to say that
he's grateful. Yeah,
the mindset.
We're happy you're grateful. Okay.
And
I'm just kidding.
One more thing is like you are talking about family, whereby you have family, but the situation whereby. When I'm talking about family, maybe you are gonna say, well, maybe including extended family and stuff. Sometimes you may find yourself in a family whereby you are progressing.
Yeah.
But not everybody is happy about your progress.
Oh yeah, that's you gotta watch conflict. And I think when you get older, you see certain people, and it's like, okay, it's the same pattern, right? Like they say it all the time. It's like when people get famous in music or something, right? Those people will hang around, but they're not your friends. They'll stab you in the back, right? But they smile on your face, right? So it's like when you get older, you can kind of like for me, anyways, I can kind of wean out those kind of people, and I've been blessed enough that the people that are still with me are because I became a Christian, right? So that alone itself weeded out a lot of people. They're like, we don't want to hang around you anymore. Are they truly friends? No, they're not, right? So I understand what you're saying. But I was going to say again, so we don't lose sight of, I want to hear more about you. And I'm pretty sure these people out there want to hear too.
Sure.
So at this point right now, you have money saved. It was 4,000.
We're good.
I would say exactly 4,000, like adding towards 5,000 Canadian dollars or something.
Okay, so you have this saved. Your mom helped you with that, right? She knows that you're going on a journey to Canada.
Initially, when I was applying for the visa, I told nobody. It was only between Musa and I.
And that's why you said what you just said right now, actually, because people hate.
Yes.
That's smart. Gotcha. Keep your plans low key.
So when I even got a visa, I received a mail and I went for my passport from the VFS, Canadian. Yeah. I came home. It's the next day after work. And I told my mom.
Oh, so your mom didn't even know you were doing this on the side? Oh, just you.
Nobody knew.
It was only between and one guy called Mohammed. We call him Flodeli. He was the one who introduced me to Shaban at Ontario. And
okay. He's making connections.
Yeah, and they are very kind, and
Say the name again in Ontario. And the only reason I'm saying that is because that's the next step of your journey, right? You go to Ontario and you meet. What's his name again? Shaban, right? So again, you have the money. Now you book the balloon ticket, right?
Yep.
Now you talk to Shaban, and then you go to Ontario. What's that look like for you? So you get on the plane, you're on your way to Ontario.
Yeah.
And what's the plan? Like in your head, like I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna meet Shaban, and then like, am I staying with him for a little bit? Is that the plan?
Yeah. I don't know anybody here, so that was the plan.
Okay.
Here was the case. Shaban too also wasn't other stable. He was still with the family.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know Shaban. I don't know him.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't know him that well.
They just friend of a friend,
right?
Friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend.
So he can't just take me to their house, to the family house. He couldn't.
Okay.
So he took me to a motel. But after taking me to the motel, he makes sure that after work when he closed, he pays me a visit to check up.
Yeah, check on you.
And it was very good. Sometimes you can't prepare food. He makes sure I'm well fed. He brings stuff for me, and I really appreciate that.
So they're looking out for you.
Oh yes, still we do talk. The last time we talked, it's like Shaban. I don't know Shaban, but
but he's nice.
Shaban does not hear from me for a week.
He comes.
He makes sure that he calls me.
I like him.
Yeah, he's
I
cool.
Like this guy.
And the only reason I'm asking these questions, I want to dive deep because I want to make the listeners and the audience really understand. So you're at this motel, right? Yeah. How much money you have then, and how much does the hotel cost every night? Because now that's another struggle. Yeah. You have to have enough money.
You can't stay there forever,
right? And you're right. Your pockets are gonna run very low very quickly, and I'm pretty sure in the back of your head you're like, I'm not returning back home. Right? 100%. So now I have to make this work. Yeah. Right? So again, how much money do you have? How much does the hotel cost?
Okay. When I was coming, I was having around that was 12,000 cities. That is around, let me say, straight equivalent, that is going to be 1,200. So each night I was paying 120 Canadian dollars.
120.
Damn, that's like night. 10 days. Yeah. We're done.
Right?
Not even.
And Shaban helped me out with like a couple of, actually my first nights when he picked me from Pearson Airport, he paid for straight 2 nights for me.
Oh my God, this guy, good guy.
Yeah, Shaban is a very kind person.
Shout out to him, man.
So he did
shout out Shaban.
Yeah, so he did that for me. So even there was a time things started being rough when I was in Ontario. So Shaban was like, okay, go back to Ghana and come back.
So he even said it. So he even's like, you know what? Maybe this is not working out. Yeah. Maybe come back and return. Yeah. But when he said that to you, what is going on in your head?
Yeah. So initially, I don't want to. So I call back home this day. And, back home is very tough. When you travel, it's a blessing. So you've traveled and you're going back. So everybody was like, no, don't come back. Don't do everything it takes.
Yeah.
And, Canada is like, nobody welcomes you. When you don't know anybody, you don't know anybody. So my sister's husband friend was coming in. So it was like, I shouldn't stay in, couple of people. So when he also came in, the person that he is focusing on that he knows, he called the person. The person wasn't picking his phone, wasn't answering. So he called me. So I went to the motel, to the airport, and bring him to my motel. So he started calling people, blah blah blah, that he's seen and stuff. But all the people that he was calling, they also failed him. So he started making calls. So because of him, let me even say because of him is when I moved into Alberta. Because he called back home and one of his friends told him that I knew someone in Edmonton, Alberta. She's a female, I forgot their name. So we came in. So Shaban was like, he wanted me to go to Niagara. A couple of people who works under immigration. He has talked to them, blah, blah. So I convinced him that, my brother-in-law friend is in now, so I would like to go with him to Edmonton. It's like, even when he came, things were nasty. His character was weird. So he didn't show me of the character. Sometimes we Ghanaians we see ourselves like generally people think we are united. People think we are united. We love each other, but deep down within, you have people who don't like you that much.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
So when he came in, things were other smooth.
This is your sister's husband's friend.
Yeah.
So he came and met you at the hotel.
Yeah, I went and picked him up.
You picked him up, and the plan was for him to stay with you a little bit, or I'm just trying to figure out exactly.
The plan was like he knew people here.
Oh, he knew people here.
Yeah, but when he came in and landed at the airport, those that he knew, he was calling them. None of them were
so nobody picked up.
They weren't responding to his call, so he also was like kind of stranded a little. So he called me, and I went to the airport and
you picked him up. Okay, and you said his character was like he was a little shady.
Yeah, a little bit weird with some attitude.
He's a little shady.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he started making some couple of calls, and one of his friends back home in Ghana told him that they knew someone in Edmonton.
Okay.
So he should come.
Okay.
So we called the person. The person was like, okay, fine, you should come. So initially, Shaban wanted me to go to Niagara.
Yeah.
So Shaban was like, okay, if you go to that person's place, are you going to stay with the person? Or the person is gonna let you go to shelter.
That's true. Like, what's the plan?
So the person was like, "Oh, you're gonna stay with me. He's gonna stay with me with my
with
brother."
That guy, you picked him up. Yeah.
So initially, the guy came in. He left me at Ontario. He left me there.
He left you there.
Yeah,
so he came and left you.
So he came and left me, saying that, when it comes and there is space, he will let me know.
Wow, this guy's shady, bro.
Kind of bad mentality as well.
Yeah.
So I told that Shaban. Shaban was like, "Come on, this guy is not good. He should have flown with you."
Yeah.
So
100%.
we made a video call, and he said, "Okay, I can come with the lady as well, but there is enough space." So Shaban was like, "Okay." Honestly speaking, at that moment, all my cash, I squandered everything.
Yeah, of course. You had $1,200.
So
I could spend that at the mall today.
Shaban booked a flight for me.
Maybe even less for food, right?
Yeah, from Ontario to Edmonton.
So Shaban booked you a flight there?
Yeah, Shaban again.
To Shaban, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, so he booked a flight for me to Edmonton.
Wow.
I got to...
So you still wanted to go, even though you were having this kind of like weird experience with this guy?
Yeah.
Because that would kind of turn me away. I'd be like, I don't know if I want to risk it and go hang out with this guy.
100%.
Yeah, so I moved in and I got here around 1 a.m. at night, and I called the lady and she picked me up and I went in. So initially, if you told me that, oh, I'm not gonna move to the shelter, I'm gonna stay with you guys and
stay
stuff.
with them, yeah.
Trust me, the following day she moved me to the shelter.
Damn.
Oh, so she brought you to the shelter. Okay, so that's where I was gonna get to, the shelter.
Yeah. So this woman is it? She was a friend of this other guy.
Yeah.
Oh, they were friends, and they moved to Edmonton. They said you could stay, but then when you got there the next day, she was like, "No, you're going to the shelter."
Yeah.
And honestly, I was just gonna say cold, on that right there, that story too, is, bro, that takes a lot of guts and strength because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, talk about embracing uncertainty.
Right? Yeah. Perfect way to put it. Embracing uncertainty because you don't know when you touch down and you're like, I have to put my trust that this lady's gonna answer.
Yeah.
What if she didn't even answer? And you don't even, you know what I mean?
You show you're at the airport, right? Yeah. I'm surprised that you still went. Why did you still think like, okay, because Shaban, he gave you a different alternative. He said you can go to Niagara Falls, but you said no with a guy you trust and instead went in a direction with a guy you don't trust.
Okay, the issue was like, initially when he came in, I didn't recognize that kind of attitude on him.
I see. So you didn't see it at first.
Yeah, at
right?
first.
So you kind of trusted still.
Yes, and okay. I was in the shelter with him as well.
Oh, he went to the lady and brought you both out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Like, both of y'all.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
But this is the way it went, like. So,
damn, so she's the boss.
Every morning.
Yeah, she was like,
every morning we go to a place, then at night we come to shelter. So, we have something that we call like seeking out of asylum, for you to get your documents and stay. So this lady was like, I should pay $600. Yeah, she's gonna help me. She was staying with one Uganda guy and some Nigerian guys, and she was like, oh, I should pay $600, 600 Canadian dollars, so that you will help. You will let the guy assist me in seeking asylum. And I'm like, come on, I've told you my story already. That I've squandered all my money in a motel. I don't have what it takes to do that.
Another scam. Try to seek asylum.
But I think, you know what? At the same time,
people are seeing vulnerable people try to take advantage of them.
Well, we got to go back. You know what? You kind of opened my eyes a little bit to the moral thing, and I won't take too much time. But it's just hurting people, trying to get hurting people. Yes. It sounds like. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you understand? Like, they come, they're hurting, they hurt other people, and the cycle just continues. Right?
Yeah.
Talk about that internal conflict, though, like, for sure. How are we on time back there, by the way?
What is that? Yeah. The camera. What does that say? Because the camera should tell you the time of how more it has to record.
57 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're almost at an hour. We're good. Yeah,
we're good. That's why I wanted to touch base on like the important stuff. Yeah. Now, this is what I want to touch base on: the shelter.
Yeah.
So, and you told me something before too. So we're gonna get to that too, where you were running out of money and you didn't even eat at that point.
Oh yeah.
Right. So let's go in the shelter. So this lady drops you and him off at the shelter.
Yeah. So I moved to the shelter, new environments.
Yeah.
And I've worked in many shelters. I've been around many shelters. Fortunately, I've never lived in one. But they come in all shapes and sizes, right? So you can get shelters that you get a nice cushy room. You got somebody making you food. Yeah. You have workers there to help you out. Or you can go to a shelter that looks like a World War II triage room with 40 cots. Yeah. And then they're like at 8 a.m. they're like, you got to get the fuck out of here.
So like, which one were you at?
Yeah, which one were you at?
Hope Mission.
Hope Mission.
That's a rough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah, damn.
You told me something the other day, and I want you to repeat that. You said, and it's so huge, because you said, my body was there, but your mind cannot be there.
Yeah.
Can you go on a little bit on that too?
I see the shelter Hope Mission as a place where your body, your body should be there, but mentally, your
cannot be there.
Shouldn't be there.
I like that.
Your body be there, but mentally should be somewhere. Your mentality should be thinking outside the Hope Mission.
Yep.
That's what has gotten me to where I am today.
Good.
That's awesome. That's I think a lot of people could use that mindset to help propel them forward. Because, it is tough when you're somewhere to feel like a victim and say, oh God, look at my circumstances, man. Like, this is all I can amount to. This is so hard. But like you said, no. This is just where my body is right now. Yeah. I'm somewhere else mentally. I need to get ahead, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Honestly, that's what, I'm not speaking for everybody, but that's what you tend to do in jail. So I spent 3.5 years in jail, right? Okay. So I spent in the remand provincial, and then that's another time for another story for us. But you have to make, your mind cannot be there, because it's either you go crazy or vice versa, right? And that's a lot of times in jail, we'll find things to do, and I'm pretty sure that's the same as you when you were in there. It's like you find ways to make you happy, and then you appreciate a lot of stuff because the small things you appreciate, opposed to if you're out here, we take things for granted all the time. But that's another story. I'm just saying your body's there, but your mind is not there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
that's excellent. Okay, so how long did you spend in the shelter?
I spent 6 months.
Yeah,
6 months.
That's a long time. Half
6
year.
months.
And while you're there, are you like, okay, I need to go find employment opportunities?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to get some money up. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You're trying to make moves. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So you get up. What's your first employment opportunity? Like, what's your plan once you're there? I guess, like, yeah.
Hey, I was just gonna say, what a story already. So you came from Guyana, you came down, and Ottawa, I believe, right? Yeah. And then you stayed there. Then you moved to Edmonton. Then you had to stay in a shelter.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is all his, like, he's coming, like, it's so surprised me, because prior to going to Canada, you're like, bro, I'm going to go to Canada.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Best thing.
And that's what I was saying, too.
You get there, you're like, God damn.
You had a different envision of where you were going, opposed to when you actually came, right?
Yeah, like, who would have, like, if somebody told you, like, okay, when you get to Canada, you're going to get kicked out. you're going to start in a motel, all right? And you're going to have no money, and then you're going to go to Edmonton, and you're going to live in a shelter for 6 months. You'd probably be like, man, I'm not going to Canada. Like, I don't know about that.
I prepared myself mentally as well that I'm gonna take anything it takes to to succeed here. So even when I moved to the shelter, let me say the only thing that I was having difficulties, when it comes to food.
Here we go. Yep.
They didn't provide meals?
Oh, they do. Morning, afternoon, evening.
Okay.
Honestly, they do, but my way back home, food is kind of different, and when it's time to go for lunch or breakfast, the kind of people you are surrounded with, it's sometimes even when I'm eating, I don't lift up my head, because lifting up your head, you're gonna see what you don't like to see when you're eating. Like, I don't want to say anything nasty, but
you know what? Honestly, again, going back to the jail thing, I promise you this, okay? So before I went in there, and of course, you don't know how lucky you are, like, until you go in there, right? And I'm not saying anything about, let's just say, unfortunate people, right? The unfortunate people that, unfortunately, that you would see that you would never break bread with and eat with. When you go to jail, it's a whole different story. Now you guys are all numbers. Yeah. And you're all together, right? And of course, you learn from that experience, but my point is that I see where you're coming from. You're not used to
you're in an unfamiliar environment,
right? Exactly, and that's the same thing when you get put into a jail cell. Do you think they care and separate you and be like, okay, you're no, everyone is the same.
When we are going to sleep, when it's night, it's different. We have different places. We have people. I don't want to say like, but when it's time to eat, you eat together. Yeah. When it's time to sleep, there is this kind of separation. So for that one, you are a little bit safe. But when you are going to bath, you bath in the same place.
It's challenging.
I remember, you use the same towel. And sometimes when you're going to
really, the same towel.
The same towel. So I used it for some 2 weeks, and I'm like, no, I'm done with that. So I got my personal towel. I went to Winners to buy my personal towel, because sometimes when you go in, some towels are on the floor. Someone will just use it to clean it, and you put it on the floor and be stepping on it and all this kind of stuff. So it's
not very hygienic, man. That's a good way to catch a bug, for sure.
The only thing they do is, like, after everything, they collect workers. They collect everything and take it straight to laundry. But even that, you feel like, come on, the following day to be in a mess again. So I went for my personal towel, and I started using it, and life was, ongoing. My first job was, I was a laborer the construction sites.
And when you first got that job, were you like, finally a way to make money and get ahead, or were you like, it's not kind of what I want? Like, what was your mindset at the time?
At that time, you had no choice. At least, you've been here for 6 months. 5-6 months, and you know your first time getting something to do. So no matter what it is, you're gonna
do it. Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Just
no
before
what.
we move on that, because you're gonna talk about the job thing. But before we move to there, just explain when you didn't eat, because I know you explained a little bit, right? But how long you said that you didn't eat for?
Let me say for a couple of days.
Yeah.
You know, when I was coming from Ontario, again, Shaban gave me some $200 to put into my pocket.
Shaban is mad.
He's I gotta get his number.
Yeah.
Shaban,
he's a
I
good
need
friend
bread
to have. Yeah, we need that
I'll
too.
send you my e-transfer. Just bless me with a couple dollars, Shaban.
That guy sounds like the man.
And a plane ticket as well. He's saying,
come on.
Yeah, we need a vacation. This is for health.
Sorry. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
So you know, at night, sometime when. In the morning, we used to take coffee a lot from the shelter.
Yeah.
Same.
So, you know, I'm used to heavy food. You know, like we do have heavy food. We call it bankung, back home, kenke, you know. But, you know, here in the case, you take coffee with some kind of small amount of bread.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So
I can't see that.
At night, there is a restaurant called Ryan. You know, Somalian restaurant near the shelter. So at night, we just go for it and we do eat it. You know, there are a couple of, I'm not the only African at the shelter.
Yeah.
There were a couple of guys like Solomon. We used to call him Dada, you know, Solomon. He's still my friend now. He's one of my closest guys till date.
Cool.
Yeah, I will definitely invite him one day.
And probably the same kind of story, right? Where he came
similar
and
hardship,
similar hardship.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it's like, you know, a couple of guys also were there from different various African countries.
The demographic there, do you think it was like, was it mostly like people with similar backgrounds, or was it very diverse? What would you say in this environment?
Yeah, diverse.
It was very diverse.
I'm not gonna say similar backgrounds. You know,
okay.
Everybody had a vision of why he or she traveled.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say similar. Everybody has his own story.
That's true.
So, yeah.
You know what's so crazy, and I'm just sorry, my mind again is your journey, bro, and just listening to it is very interesting. And one of the biggest things, of course, you staying in a shelter is you never went to drugs. You never went into alcohol. No. You stayed strong and you stayed focused.
That's a good point, man.
Right? Because it's easy, especially in that kind of place
100%.
Where you could have been like, you know what, let me just try what this guy has, all right? Or let me go drink, because my mind is, you know, I'm here right now, I'm in the shelter. I kind of just want to get away. And that's a lot of times people do drugs
100%.
or alcohol to get away, right? And you never did that.
No.
You stayed straight.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, I would commend you for that, man.
I can't even say I'd be.
That was a training.
That wouldn't be me. I'd be like, where's the alcohol?
You'd be hammered every day.
I'd be like, Mickey, God, bro. I'd be stumbling into that. I'm just saying. God forgive me.
And that's a training I had back home. You know? And you know, when I was growing up, I grew up with my uncle.
Just picturing you stumbling into the thing like, can't do it.
We'd be stumbling together. What are you talking about?
That's true. Yeah, and I just stop associating with you.
Yeah. So it's something I had back home before moving. You know, we don't take alcohol, we don't smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
like a cultural
the morals
thing,
things that it stuck with you when you came over. That is good. That's good.
And I'm the type that I'm not influenced by peer pressure.
Right,
Independent man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not independent though, but
independent mindset. Like, that's what I meant to say.
I don't allow peer pressure to get me affected in whatever I'm doing. If I said I'm doing this, I'm going to focus and do it.
I like that.
I like that too, man.
It's really good.
That's the kind of
strong mindset.
Yeah.
So now, you didn't eat. You're in the shelter. You just got a job. Now tell us more about this job, because I know a little bit about it. So that's why I'm asking. Like, how? You got the job? Yeah, go ahead.
I got a job. That was around February.
Yeah.
And you know, here in February, it still snows. It's still winter.
February is like peak winter.
So the job was located around Northwest College, and I was in the shelter. And by 6 a.m., you have to be at work. So I wake up 5 a.m. You know, sometimes when I'm going, it snows. And I have to walk through the snow. To work. So sometimes I remember there was a time when I was going. I wake up at dawn. It was snow and the wind was blowing. I have to walk through. When going, I was sharing tears.
And how are you with exactly? Because I was gonna say you didn't have a lot of money at that point. Were you could you afford a winter jacket? Were you well dressed? And of course, coming from Africa again, I never thought of that. It's warm there, so and then the cold. So you almost died. Probably you're like, I'm gonna die.
You have to prepare yourself with, you have to buy winter jacket.
No, of course,
100%. Yeah.
So even my winter jacket that I brought in, got sports. So in the shelter we have people who do donations sometimes.
Yeah.
So I went for jackets, and even that jacket was in a winter jacket. So I have to put on like 3 jackets.
Yeah.
The jeans. I have to put on another thick trouser.
Yeah.
Put on like 4 socks. To work.
Yeah. 100%.
So it's very cold. I remember sometimes when we are working, drywalls. Use drywall, let me say waste drywalls. We have to pack them from the 17th, 18th floor and come and throw them downstairs. When you're doing that, your hand freezes.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what? This is something important I want to point out is that a lot of people who are just ignorant to certain circumstances, like what you went through, they'll see somebody maybe asking for change and they say, just go get a job. What you don't see is something like you describe. I'm in a shelter. The only job that I could get right now is a laborer in the dead of winter. I don't even have the proper clothes. I got to get there 6. I mean, there are so many different factors that coalesce together that make it incredibly difficult for you to get ahead when you're starting at the bottom.
Listen to this, by the way. So listen to his story. So I'm going to ask you, right? Because I know now. Now he's freezing, going to this job. What happens to the job and your supervisor?
I wasn't employed straight with the company. I went through someone. So when you are being paid, you don't get straight into your account. It passes through the person who took you there's accounts.
Oh, another scam, man. Bro, you are just like a magnet for scams. They see you and they're like, we're gonna get this guy. Okay. Hey, you work for him. I'll give it to you, man. I swear. Wow, that's crazy.
I wasn't the only person under him.
Jesus.
We were like 2. There's one guy from Cameroon, one guy is 2 from Ghana. The one from Cameroon is called Fabrice, and the other guys from Ghana called George. So the pay goes through the person's account and he takes something out of it.
Yep.
He takes a little cut.
Yeah.
But now, was that prearranged though? Was that prearranged? Where did he say, listen, I'm gonna hook you up this job, but I'm gonna get like 10% or something? Or did you just get the money and you were like, wait, no, this doesn't make sense?
Yeah, it was something he told us, but as time goes on, the other guys weren't agreeing with it because we weren't the only laborer. There were other laborers.
It was a team.
So we asked them is that what you guys go through? And they were like, no, we get everything.
Oh, see, this is how unions start.
Picking on, exactly.
People are like, wait,
what's going on here? Yeah. So he was only picking on a certain group of people.
Yeah, but it's like they are like subcontracts. Subcontract. But there are other subcontracts too.
We're so good for time?
How are we on time?
It's just not saying any warning or anything, is it? Okay, that's good. I just want to check, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Who brought other laborers there as well, who weren't taking any cuts from their pay. Yeah, but we weren't that fortunate. Cuts were being taken from our pay.
Unfortunately,
so the other 2 guys, especially the one from Cameroon, wasn't kind of happy with it. So all the time he's kind of fighting with the guy who took us there, So whilst we were working, I was kind of around that time I've got my work permit, So I was looking for a job here and there, So during the liberal time, I was getting calls from other companies, who are willing to pay well and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
So,
okay,
it's kind of like determination and perseverance.
Yeah,
100%. Absolutely. I would say so.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't.
That's the definition.
I wasn't giving up. Whilst doing the labor, I was kind of applying for jobs here and there.
Yeah.
And I was getting calls as well. So.
And I was gonna say too, a lot of times, right? And that's a perfect example of sometimes it's a blessing in disguise because he pushed you to that point to find something better, right? Like some people, like I always say this story, but some people complain about a flat tire, but you don't know 5 minutes later you might have gotten a car accident that paralyzed you, but that flat tire saved you and God saved you, right?
No, that's true.
You were looking at the cup half full instead of half empty all the time. And I just kind of wanted to point that out because that's a perfect example of perseverance right there. Do you know what I mean? So you have this job. This guy is ripping you off. So you look for a different job, right? And then what happened next? Did you find a different job and then?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, so I'm into industrial painting now.
So this was the next job that you have right now.
Yeah, but it's like I had a couple of jobs. My first job was like, to be a cashier with one casino. Called Century, is it?
Century Casino?
Century Casino at Nisco near the airport.
Yeah. And Century Casino is, by the way, too, they're a chain of casinos. Yeah. They're just, so that's there,
So the one I had was, the one close to Edmonton International Airport?
In Nisco,
yeah. That was my first one, but I wasn't driving around that time.
Yeah.
So from here to Nisco is kind of far.
Johnny, difficult transportation.
And we're gonna work just like from Wednesday to Sunday. It's kind of tough to always, and they're gonna close around 2 a.m.
Yeah. So and then no ride and stuff like that.
And I asked the person who called me. He did a couple of interviews on the phone. So I'm like, I don't drive. So what if I close at 2 a.m.? Can I stay over and maybe in the morning I come back home? And it was like the company doesn't offer such.
But not even that. I was going to think too, I couldn't imagine that it would be more money than the construction job too, right?
I don't know. The casino was paying $15 an hour.
50 an hour?
Yeah, 15.
15.
Oh, 15.
That's
I thought you said 50. I was like, what? Yeah, what kind of job were you going to get at the casino?
Yeah. So I was like, someone told me that when I got the current job that I was doing now, I had couple of discussion with a friend, and it was like, I should have taken the casino job. And I'm like, the minimum wage is not good. And it was like, it's good because you're going to get gifts. People are going to tip you off.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that is true. But, that's not what I'm in for.
Yeah.
Because when I was even coming to Canada, I told myself that I'm not going to find myself in an office work again. I want something handy.
Yeah.
We call it an apprenticeship job.
Yeah, yes.
That's what I told myself. Then that's what I'm going to put myself into. So even not going to that place, I wasn't regretting that much because
Good.
I'm kind of okay with where I am. I remember, I used to tell myself when I get all my documents, I will one day join the military.
Okay.
So I went to Jasper.
Yeah,
there was
Jasper.
a military kind of office there.
Okay.
So I went to do some inquiry, and I was talking to one soldier, and was like, what kind of position or something like that. And I'm like, mine is to just join the military, because I really want to join. And it was like, you can't just join in. You have to, apply for the position you like, something that is going to make you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, back home, to join the military is not easy. Oh, yeah. To join the national security, like the fire service, customs, immigration, prison officers, it's not easy. Unlike here whereby you just go online, you just apply.
Yeah.
Even back home, to apply, you have to go and buy forms.
Yeah,
really?
Well, here, I've actually helped somebody with the process too. Here it is a little bit difficult as well. It's not, I don't know what it's like in Ghana, but there is a process where like you have to do a test and
back home to
several tests and it's a bit of a process, but
back home to you do aptitudinal test, but even that one, hey, come on, you have to pay bribe.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I was actually going to say that's why
to the security, that's insane, or the national
100%.
security.
And that's what I was going to say too with us and how we met. And this is besides the point of us talking, but we have a special opportunity right now in our job, and we'll get to that another episode, but I just wanted to put that out there because speaking of which, like, we are positioned in a special place right now, so to make decisions, right, with military or policing or whatever, right? And we'll talk about that again. Sure. I just kind of wanted to put it out there because of that. So that's your plan, is to get Canadian citizenship, right, and then join the military.
Yeah,
that would be your plan, right? And then have your family move down here, right? I just wanted to say, and I just kind of wanted to touch note on how we met, right? So you have this painting job, and we are actually roommates, right? And we live
together.
Yeah. And you were telling me a little bit about your story, and that's why I kind of know about your story, because we sit and talk, of course, right? Which Emmanuel is a cool guy. See, I said it right that time, huh? Cool guy. Yeah. So what do you see in the future for yourself, other than the military and stuff like that? What do you see in them? Obviously, you want to get Canadian citizenship, right? What do you see? What is your goals? Short-term goals. We know you're long-term girl. I can't even speak.
You having a stroke?
I think so.
That's all right.
Can I smell toast? Long-term goals. What is? No.
Short-term. Get it together, guy.
No, I was just trying to,
Silence. Let the man speak. Short-term goals. Right now, you're a painter, and you guys live together.
Yeah.
How are you going to get the citizenship? How are you going to get into the military? What are these short-term goals that you're talking about?
All right. For now, I'm waiting for my documentation.
Yeah. Documentation.
Waiting, then I apply for school.
Yep.
After schooling, done with my schooling, open by 3 years, 4 years, then I'll be done with that.
What are you going to do in school?
I'm going to apprenticeship to be a welder.
A welder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plumbing, and after that, you gotten some Canadian school certificates with your PR and citizen as well. And, joining the military, or even not joining the military, you work with one of the best companies around.
Yeah.
And, those are kind of my short-term goals. And, for now, I feel like, or I believe like I can be a family man here.
Yeah.
That's it.
My question to you actually would be, how is your mother and how is your sister?
My mom?
When you talk to them, obviously all the time, right? And your experiences here, and you explain it to them there, right? My question would be, like, how are they doing with you here? And your mom must be proud of you. Of course, you went through so many things.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, exactly.
I just
so your
met
mother
you, and
must.
I'm like, dude, seriously, I'm rooting for you, man, big time, man.
And then anything we could do to help,
I was about to say,
course.
if there's anything, and I'm going to be thinking about you, too, if I hear about any opportunities or something.
Yeah. And I've been talking to my family a lot, and sometimes, when you travel back home and you are telling them the kind of hardship you are going through, they don't believe it.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, how could you when you spend your whole life thinking about this oasis of a country that's full of opportunity and opens people with
100%.
Open arms, and then you show up and you're like, what the?
And I was gonna say too, what's funny? You don't want to bring those problems because it's like, oh, I'm over here. What can I say? Do you know what I mean? Because they wouldn't understand. Does that make sense? So you don't want to complain to them because their life could be harder there, but you're going through your own personal hell over here, right?
And I'm not gonna say I'm going through a lot of hardship because where I am now, this current stage, I know people who are not there now.
Exactly.
They are still going through a lot.
So you're doing really well.
For now,
that's good.
For now,
well, you are, yeah. You are. And you're constantly leveling up, which is good,
Let me
man.
say I'm grateful to the Almighty.
For a guy that came and went through as much hardships as you did, and you're here right now talking with us, you're doing very well.
I think you're doing great. Yeah, no, straight up, good. I love that.
Good for that. Yeah. You know what I was gonna say? So how we can end this is that, do you have any questions? I know we've been grilling you all day, right? Do you have any questions for us, like being Canadians?
Yeah.
Or anything at all.
Yeah.
Like, why is he wearing that jacket? It's a nice jacket. I'm just kidding.
You're just envious.
That's a nice jacket. I was just joking. I
like its outfit.
Yeah. He's always stylish. This guy.
Stop it.
Yeah. Stylish guy. Stylish guy. That's why I hang out with him.
I
don't hang out with his personality. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. No, but what I wanted to say was that, Emmanuel's going to be helping us with the podcast.
Yeah, he is.
And I think it's just so cool that you embraced that uncertainty for the chance, the possibility. And you know what? That takes a lot of courage.
Yeah.
And courage isn't not being afraid. It's being afraid and doing it anyways.
Yeah.
And you're very courageous and very determined.
Yep.
And I'm inspired.
Yeah,
honestly,
so am I.
I got to get off my lazy ass.
And even to come on here and talk with us and share your story is a very powerful, and it takes a lot of guts to do that.
Absolutely.
And you're the perfect example of what we're trying to be. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people could take that message that you're, you know what I mean, and that kind of.
And I think that there's a misconception too, that because I hear this too, people who are just not educated. They're like, yeah, people come here and they're giving all sorts of money and they're set up and they're getting a house. It's like, we got our friend Emmanuel here who came here and was scammed 17 different times.
Yeah, I bet, but still pursued.
And still pursued. Like, he didn't get here and had everything handed to him.
Yeah.
And he's still making it work.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to figure it out, just like a lot of people. We have more in common than we don't. And I think as a society, we need to start recognizing that listen, man, let's not divide each other based on what we're reading and what we're seeing.
And going up what you just said too, he's not jaded.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're
know.
not jaded, bro. At the same time, where you're a very nice person, easy to approach and talk to, and that's how we came here, right? Yeah. You could have been like, "Oh, I'm not gonna trust this guy. I don't want to talk to anybody," because of what has happened to you.
Yeah, right? Trust again, man.
So,
trust again.
No, and it's good. We're very happy to have you. Thank you for being on our podcast.
Yeah,
and
appreciate you
answering all the questions, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think this is where we'll
just wrap it up here. Yeah.
I mean,
and if really
obviously I'm gonna upload this, if there's any questions that people might have questions for you.
Yeah, like if anybody has questions, hit us up. And Manuel's going to be around. So.
Oh yeah. And by the way, working on the podcast, let's just give him a. So what happened is that we wanted to talk about ourselves, which we will in another podcast. Emmanuel was going to help with the engineering side of things in the background, but because his story was so powerful and we're getting to know him, he agreed to come on as a guest.
Yeah.
So
which I'm
he will be here.
For.
Yes, we're very thankful for that. He will be working with us all the time, but thank you for being our first guest.
Cool. Yeah, first guest. That's monumental.
Guys. So you want to close this up?
Yeah, well, that's it, man. I guess we'll be back whenever we're back.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Right,
bye.
Peace.
Oh, that was really cool.
That was good.
Thank you, man.
That was dope.
Look at that. 223.